And greetings from Augusta, Georgia, the home of the Masters and the home of James Brown. I feel good. Papa's got a brand new bag. It is a man's world. And you might have noticed that I've kind of changed up my hat this week. And that's kind of a shout out to my grandfather and his brothers and my great-grandfather, who started off with a tiny little chicken farm and turned it into big business. And lived the American dream of capitalism. I'm very proud of them. Those of you who watch these videos that I've put out, you probably think that I'm just some redneck from Augusta, Georgia, and to be honest, that you'd be correct. That's me. I'm a country boy. I come from a country family, and what you don't know, though, is pretty much Monday through Friday, every day, I put on a starched shirt and a tie and go into an office, and I work for a financial professional. And basically what we do, to just boil it down real easily, is we help the bankrupt become solvent, we help the solvent become a little wealthier, and we help the rich get even richer. But here's the thing, and again, the media is not going to tell you this, and I want to start off saying I'm not a conspiratorialist kind of person at all. Don't believe in the Illuminati, all of that fake crap. No, no. I'm a country boy who knows how to do math. That's it. And I do understand that right now our country, our nation, economically, is in a far worse position than anybody, politicians, media, anybody, is ready to address. And they can't, because this is not something that happened yesterday. It's something that has taken decades and decades and decades to happen. But we basically, right now, folks, we are sitting on an economic volcano. That's just reality. You do the math. Now, I've got folks that come in, we've got clients that come in, and I look and I see the spreadsheets of what they're doing, and they should be set up for life. But I understand, looking at that spreadsheet, that is just a figure on a piece of paper. And so therefore, if the dollar won't buy a thing of bread, then it ain't worth anything. And we really are sitting on the edge of the precipice at this point, folks. So I'm going to explain it to you in layman's terms. Let's say you're the federal government, all right? You make $50,000 a year, but you spend $150,000 a year. And why? Well, because you want that big 5-bedroom house in the country club, and of course you got to have the Mercedes-Benz sitting out front. Got to have a boat because you like to fish, and you can't go to McDonald's or Longhorn Steakhouse. It's got to be La Maison Telfair with a nice, good, rare steak, and of course a 20% tip. So you spend out of your means. It's what the federal government has done for years and years and years. So, if you are in that situation, here's what you do, or what the country has done. You got good credit, so you whip out the credit card, and you start paying that extra $100,000 a year using the credit card. But at some point, the credit card gets maxed out. So what do? You ask the credit card company for more credit, and you raise your debt ceiling. You've heard that term, haven't you? Yep. Well, when that doesn't really help, then you take out 4 more credit accounts. And then you start taking cash advances from one credit account to pay the minimum payment on another credit account. Now, anybody who has ever had a credit card understands that the interest rate for that cash advance is far higher than just the normal credit amount. So now you're maxing out 4 credit cards. What do? Well, if you're the federal government, then you just operate a printing press in your basement and you call it quantitative easing. Now, if you and I did that, we'd be put in jail. The federal government does that every day. I'm someone who I'm a conservative. I vote for the conservative politicians, and I see it over and over and over again. We vote them in. They go to Washington saying, we're going to lower your taxes and we're going to cut spending, and they get there and they find out that they can't. If they cut the taxes, then there's going to be an even bigger debt. If they cut the spending, somebody's going to be pissed off because they're not going to get some entitlement that they think that they are entitled to. And folks, Social Security, if you're my age and I'm 45, I ain't depending on that. No. As a matter of fact, where I live, when a financial collapse happens, I'll be just fine. I got a garden, I got chickens, I can dig a well if I need to. But it ain't going to be the same for everybody else. And notice I said when, not if. We're sitting on a volcano, folks. So I'm going to give you a little bit of homework. I want you to go and Google the petrodollar. Understand what it means. Your money is backed by nothing. We got to change things. I'm just starting the conversation. I don't have all the answers. But we got to change things. Let's talk.